The last NBA repeat was done by the Golden State Warriors, and this year, the Denver Nuggets have the highest chances of completing another one. The bookmakers have given the best odds for winning a championship to Boston, but there are a couple of reasons why that might have been a mistake. At the time of making this video, Denver is the only team up 3-0 in the first round, so it's highly probable the Lakers will suffer the same fate as the last year. This would be the first time a team gets swept for 2 consecutive seasons by the same franchise since the LeBronto Raptors in 2017 and 18, but this time, James would be on the other side of such an accomplishment. Hello again, basketball fans, and welcome back to Hoop Vision. When we talk about Denver, it's just crazy how effortless they make it seem at times. Game 1 was just a glimpse of what to expect from them in this series, as they went full defending champions mode. Their big four had 75 points and 24 assists combined. You can't beat that without someone stepping up besides your stars, and the Lakers just didn't have anybody who could do that. D'Lo was nowhere to be seen with his 6 from 20 from the field and 1 from 9 beyond the arc, making his 13 points irrelevant. He was supposed to be their third option but failed miserably to deliver. The Lakers have proved what everyone's been saying for a while now. They're a two-man show, and that's nowhere near enough to get them another championship. Game 2 was a bit more competitive, and LA showed signs of life throughout the entire game. It was one of those moments that made us think they actually had a chance in this series, and then they blew it all. There were instances where D'Lo looked like he left Game 1 in the past, and AD was having an amazing first half. Everything seemed to be going for them, and then the Nuggets started cooking. First it was Jokic and Gordon sharing some nice passes around. Then it was Murray who struggled shooting at first, so he decided to switch to driving to the basket and did it successfully multiple times. KCP's revenge dunk was also one of the coolest moments in this game, but as they say, save the best for later. Murray delivered a game winner over AD to make the ball arena go crazy and destroy the Lakers' momentum in this series. Game 3 was like marinating the meat before you cook it and turn it into nuggets. D'Lo turned into Klay Thompson shooting 0-7, and it was just too much for James and AD to deal with Denver's amazing cast. Everyone turned up the heat. Jokic was just 1 assist shy from a triple-double, MPJ stepped up again scoring 20, and Murray and Gordon both had great games scoring 24 and 29 respectively. There's just no way the Lakers could stop them, so going through the first round like a spring breeze will definitely help with Denver's title conquest. The second round might be a little tougher since either Wolves or Suns will be next in line for the defending champions. The way things currently are, Minnesota is much closer to advancing to the Western semis, but if something could prove lethal for anyone, it's to underestimate Phoenix. They're not playing like the threat everyone thought they'd be, but still, they're one of the most elite offenses on paper, and if they translate that from paper onto the court, better watch out. The Suns are down 2-0 and they'll have a chance for redemption at home. KD did score 31 in Game 1 but went shy from just 18 in Game 2. If he can go ballistic, now's the time. Also, he could use help from Booker and Beal, who seem to be kind of asleep lately. However, it all points towards Minnesota taking this series, which is a much bigger challenge for Denver than the Lakers were. Rudy Gobert is competing for the Defensive Player of the Year award, but not even he can stop the Joker one-on-one. If he and Towns are together on the floor, they could slow him down. But there's another issue to that. It limits Minnesota's rotation at center and gives Aaron Gordon a significant speed advantage at power forward. It would be interesting to see how Edwards does against the Nuggets since they have so much depth and will probably switch multiple defenders on him to throw him off. Mike Conley has shown he still has that veteran mojo in him, so the series between Denver and Minnesota will be a real basketball treat, despite the fact that the Nuggets are almost likely to win in 6. The other side of the Western playoffs has OKC Pelicans and Clips Mavs matchups. Regardless of which of these franchises advanced through the first round and semis, we don't see how any of them beat Denver 4 times in a single week. OKC is just too young to take them down. The Nuggets would win on experience alone. The Pelicans have even worse odds, as them being mentioned as the conference finalists is a huge stretch. The Mavs can't rely on Luka and Kyrie to score 40+ every night, so they don't really have a shot as well. This leaves us with the Clippers, who have the star power on paper, but they would really have to show up for a perfect series, and Zubats would have to play out of his mind to slow down the Joker. Another downside of their potential Western Conference matchup is that they would be way more tired compared to Denver's much younger team. The round against Dallas will be a grind fest alone, and who knows how demanding the semis will be as well. If you have any ideas how these teams' big men could stop Jokic, feel free to write them down. We just couldn't imagine Holmgren, Valanciunas, Kleba, or Lively limiting Nikola to anything less than 37-7. So it seems like we'll have a conference finals before the conference finals, since Minnesota looks to be the biggest issue out of everyone mentioned. Just remember what happened last season with the Lakers. They moved past Memphis in the first round and got around the Warriors, who struggled against the Kings. Celtics. If we're being honest, that didn't sound like a rough path to the Western Finals, and Denver proved they were levels above LA. With all due respect to OKC and the Clippers, their chances of taking the crown from Denver are slim to none. Just look at the last time the Lakers beat Denver in the playoffs. Besides AD, they had McGee and Howard to switch on Jokic, who was playing without Porter Jr. and Murray. No Western team besides the Wolves has big men that could trouble Nikola whatsoever. Add the fact that his teammates have grown so much since then, and you have a team that wiped the floor with Jimmy and Bam last year. So, in conclusion, it's highly likely Denver passes the first obstacle and claims the Western Conference once again. Then, it's on to the East Coast and their representative. Everything points towards Boston, but losing Game 2 against the Heat raises some concerns that went unnoticed so far. First, they did a horrible job of defending screens and allowed too many open three-pointers, which Miami exploited all night without the Celtics making proper adjustments. It's not like we're saying Miami can win the series all of a sudden, but it would have been another story if Jimmy was healthy. Boston can allow themselves to sink one game recklessly against the Heat, but not against Denver. Just imagine Murray, Porter Jr., and KCP taking all the shots Herro, Jokic, and Jaquez Jr. hit against the Celtics. Add one or two good shooting nights from Gordon, and it'll be night-night Boston. The Celtics actually have quite a depth, and their big men could slow Jokic down. There's a huge question mark over Jason Tatum's finals performance, provided they win the Eastern Conference first. He's known for making not so good decisions in the clutch, so if he delivers a performance similar to LeBron's against Dallas in 2011, the Celtics will be in huge trouble since they need their #1 option to play his best game against a merciless team Denver. Some may say Boston was awesome at home this season, losing only 4 games in TD Garden, but one of those 4 was against the Nuggets, and now that the Heat broke the tough-to-beat-at-home spell, not good for the C's. However, we might be rushing too much by giving the Celtics a spot in the finals already. Milwaukee is also there in the mix when Giannis gets back. It would be so funny if they could pull off an upset with Doc Rivers after so much heat around him doing an awful coaching job. Unlikely to happen, but entertaining to think about. The Pacers are also a very dangerous squad once they have it going, and Philly is yet to be counted out. If Philly muscles its way beyond New York, who's to say they can't beat either the Bucks or Indiana in the semis? The Celtics will probably go through either Cavs or Magic, so having another Boston-Philly matchup would be so cool, provided Embiid stays healthy and plays at full capacity. If by some miracle the 76ers conquer the East and play in the finals against Denver, can you just imagine the headlines and the hype around the clash between the Joker and Embiid? We've never got to see the finals between Kobe and LeBron, so this could be an equivalent situation just regarding 2 of the best centers in the league. How likely is it? Not so much. At the end of the day, Boston has the best chances to find themselves in the big finals, but Denver is most likely to win it all again since they're just too good compared to everyone else. That's it for today, dear friends. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments below, who do you think will play in the finals this year, and what chances do you give the Nuggets of repeating this year? Thank you for watching and growing this channel. Make sure you don't miss out on more NBA stories by hitting that subscribe button. See you in the next one.